Welcome to the Sunday Rune and Card readings. Thank you so much for joining me. Guys, we have a wonderful set of angel readings, archangel readings today, because we are going to have a new moon this week, a new moon in wonderfully spiritual Pisces on Wednesday. And whenever I do the Sunday readings that are closest to the new moon, I always do a full archangel reading. Thank you so much, all of you, for the feedback on last week's readings, where I was trying out a slightly different format, where I showed you different packs of cards so that you could choose from those cards. So today we're going to do something that's a little bit similar, but also we'll be using the Archangel Tarot for every single reading as well. So in a moment, I'm going to shift the camera down and you can have a look at the different cards we're going to be using, and also tune into some angel wings that we have as well, just to help with that little bit of extra guidance in your intuition. But first of all, I'm going to run through these slides for the coming lunar energy for the week. It's a really, expansive week. It feels as though there are opportunities for things to open and to shift and to start moving forwards. I think openings is what perhaps the word that really comes to mind for me when I look at the energy for the coming week. Openings, opportunities. So if you've been trying things out, or things haven't quite been happening, or you've been, I don't know, applying for jobs or trying to push through with something and it hasn't quite emerged, this is a week when I think from a lunar perspective, the energy may well just line up perfectly to create a channel for things to actually shift and open up. Doesn't mean they'll necessarily sort of speed forwards, but you know, a doorway has to open for us to be able to walk through it, and it feels like it's that energy of openings. So pretty exciting week ahead. I'm going to pass you over to the weekly slides. I do put them on Instagram and Facebook if you want to follow those. The links are in the information box and the comments as well. And then I'm going to move the camera down and show you the different cards that we're using, and let you kind of tune in with your own inner intuition and your own inner guidance. So I will see you in just a moment. Wonderful friends, these are the three different packs, angel packs of cards that we're going to use. Now what I'm going to do, much as I did in last week's readings, for those of you who tune in every week, they are in a playlist if you're wanting to check out any of the historical readings, weekly readings. I post every Sunday. Now what we are going to have this week is I will be drawing for every single reading. I will be drawing from the Archangel Tarot. So reading 1, 2 and 3 will be drawing from this pack, literally live in the readings, but I'm placing these here so you kind of know they are going to be in every single one of the readings. Reading number 1 with the blue wings, the blue angel wings, is also going to draw from this particular pack. It's a Doreen Virtue Angel Oracle pack. Reading number 2, we are going to be drawing from the pink angel wings, and we're going to use the Angel Answers Oracle cards. These are by Radley Valentine. And then we have another Doreen Virtue pack. These are Archangel Michael cards, and we have the gold angel wings. We're also going to draw from the runes, and we will also throw the astrology dice and possibly draw some charms as well. So sit with yourself for a moment. Remember, these cards are going to be in every single one of these readings, but I will draw the cards literally and allow them to unfold. And I do also have a couple of extra Angel Oracle card packs to one side as well, in case I feel in the readings that we need any form of extra cards for clarification. I think what we've got is right, but I just had that feeling that maybe we might need some extra guidance or to bring in something. So I have them here in case. So wonderful friends, the timestamps are in the information box and of course in the comments for phone users. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for following the readings, being a part of this amazing YouTube community here. You guys are magical. I mean, you really, really are. Thank you so much for subscribing, for liking, for sharing, and just generally being you. You guys are just awesome. Tons of love, and I will see you in the readings. Welcome to reading number 1. You guys have chosen the Angel Oracle cards. These are a Doreen Virtue pack and the Blue Angel Wings. We will of course draw for every reading extra runes and charms. Let's throw the astrology dice and see what energy is around for you for the coming week. Very expansive week. Do you feel like doorways are going to be opening, shifts happening? Oh wow, this is really interesting. Look at this. We have Uranus in Aquarius. Now, Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius, and we are moving into the age of Aquarius. We're moving into we are in the dawn of a new age, I suppose. Aquarius and Uranus are really speaking of higher consciousness, I mean, Uranus is the great awakener. Interestingly enough, Uranus sometimes brings sudden openings, sudden changes, quite revolutionary opportunities sometimes, out of the box solutions, the things that we need to see to shift and move forwards, sometimes quite radically and sometimes quite fast. So that's a pretty powerful start to our reading. I'm going to pop the angel wings. Actually, I'm going to put them up there for the moment. We'll see where we place things as we go. Let's first of all draw from the Archangel Oracle, and there's your first. Oh wow, the Magician. Okay, so we are really moving into the territory of stuff happening. I mean, the Magician is the card in every tarot pack. The Magician is the card of magic, of he's the alchemist, you know, he can create transformation. Archangel Raziel, you can manifest the life you want. What you need will magically appear, successful beginnings. Now this is really in alignment with the new moon energy in Pisces, a very spiritual moon. Page of Raphael. Gentle, loving, dreamy, open-hearted. A new emotional situation. Messages regarding relationships or social invitations. Get intuitive insights. What I'm really hearing with this card is, if you are, in terms of manifestation, in terms of your own process of alchemy, of absolute pure creativeness, if you are manifesting love, relationships, then this is a new moon to really lean into on Wednesday in terms of focusing your attention on settings and situations that you wish to step into that become the stepping stones to finding that relationship. Because dreamy, you know, a new moon is all about stepping into the dream time, allowing yourself to receive the guidance you need to know which steps you need to take. King of Gabriel, generous, instrumental, which is interesting, inspirational, dramatic, driven. Keep your eyes on the bigger picture and leave the details to others. Experience that leads to success, genuine concern for others. Three of Raphael. Well, reasons to celebrate. You see, look at this page of Raphael, 3 of Raphael. This is reasons to celebrate, a community of friends, happy announcements regarding relationships or children. I mean, this is sometimes a card of engagement. Now, if you are in an existing relationship and you're wanting something to move forwards, with this new moon, I would suggest really leaning into that space of setting wishes and intentions that really define, I want to say, the bigger picture. Define what you really, really wish to succeed. And even if you are at the beginning of searching for a soulmate, there's something about relationships that's coming through here particularly strongly. You're being asked to hold that almost ultimate vision of what you really, really want, and then sort of almost like allow the universe to work its magic around you. This feels very much like a reading of really the law of attraction. I think it is what we are tuning in with here in terms of potential and possibility, and getting your own energy right so that the universe then opens that pathway for you. I think for some of you, social invitations, you know, happy announcements, a community of friends. As we are hopefully beginning to emerge from, certainly in the UK, we're beginning to emerge out of the lockdown sort of situations and the COVID situations we've been navigating. I mean, we are not all in that situation across the globe, but it feels as though things are beginning to shift and move forwards. And even if they're not yet, there's something about engaging with friends, engaging with like-minded people, finding the right community for you. And I think something quite magical is then going to surface within that group of people. There's something about finding the right connections and the right groups of people. You know, it's like if you're a lone wolf, then, you know, join a club for lone wolves. It's that sort of flavour. It's finding what's right for you, trusting, focusing that you can create what you desire. Successful beginnings. You don't have to try to be something you're not in order to find what you're seeking. That's a really strong message coming through here. And again, Uranus, revolutionary ideas, out-of-the-box solutions. It's like, dare to be different, dare to be you. Don't feel you have to accommodate something that sort of isn't you. This is really about you aligning with you, holding your bigger vision, your bigger picture in mind, and sort of then trusting. I'm really seeing it's almost like gigantic sort of like wheels and cogs sort of like locking into place and all starting to shift and move forward simultaneously. I'm going to place the wings over here actually. Now we're going to draw some runes in just a moment, but let's draw from another angel pack first. Overcoming difficulties. You know what to do. Comfort. Beloved one. This is about soulmate relationships. This does feel like there is an emphasis on relationship in this reading. It's quite interesting. Last week there was one of the readings was very particular, had a very particular flavour and emphasis on love and relationships. So I'm very mindful this is a generic reading, so it could also be for some of you connected to not just an intimate relationship, but a community of friends, the kind of, again, people that you resonate with, your spiritual family, but you're coming through something. Again, Uranus, I feel like there are, if you've been struggling relationship-wise, either to find someone or to navigate the the details, that something within a relationship, either something hasn't gone well or you've been trying to find a way to communicate. I feel like a solution is going to come through for you in some way. Archangel Jeremiah, the worst is now behind you and you are surmounting any previous challenges. So if you've had any difficulty in drawing in that soulmate, or indeed navigating something within a relationship that's felt like it's blocked or it's not moving forwards, it's going to become quite clear to you, I think. I do think there's an opportunity for a very new beginning, a space of newness. I think I said at the very beginning, you know, in a way with this, in the coming week, the lunar energy is very much about doorways opening. And as those doorways open, we have to then step through them. You know, the universe can open doorways. There's been quite a lot of people experiencing, I think, a lack of doorways opening, or feeling like they're trying very hard to open doorways, but they're not, you know, they're not quite getting there. I think that energy lifts a little bit this week in a good way. So when a doorway opens, you know what to do. Archangel Uriel. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. I feel like it's one of those magical moments when something becomes clear to you. It becomes obvious. You know what the next step is. Now, this may well happen around the new moon, within the new moon energy. So that's on Wednesday. We then have comfort, Archangel Azrael, King of Gabriel sitting beneath. I am with you in your time of need, helping your heart to heal. Now this is interesting because the King of Gabriel, in one way it says, keep your eyes on the bigger picture, leave the details to others, experience that leads to success, genuine concern for others. I do think for some of you this is someone coming in. I actually do feel this may be somebody entering your world who actually does literally walk alongside you at a time of need. So as you're navigating some difficulties or some previous challenge, as doorways are opening, it's almost as if someone then appears and walks with you to, it's like the angels coming through, or the energy, let's say, the energetic of angels coming through in the shape of a human being. And it's interesting because you have page of Raphael, 3 of Raphael, and you know it's said that Archangel Raphael, his energy and his guidance often comes through an actual physical person, that someone arrives and they give you the key to a doorway that you needed, a piece of information, or they show you the next step, or they walk alongside you. It's often a healing energy that creates a resolution and a new beginning. And it is said Raphael will often come to us in the guise of another human being, of somebody. And I feel that may happen, actually. Somebody comes along who's genuinely very inspirational. They're quite driven. They know where they're going. There's a clarity. And they have that wonderful wisdom that comes from experience. So I feel like somebody may be stepping into your world. It may also be that you become that guiding light for someone else. And again, such a confirmation connecting to relationship here. Archangel Chamuel, I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. Now I'm going to draw some runes. I'm going to draw a couple of additional clarifying cards. So your first rune is the rune of protection. Your second is the rune of growth, and your third is the rune, this is like a rite of passage, actually. Again, it's transition. So let's go through these. So first of all, the rune of protection. The rune of protection speaks of managing our emotions, particularly at times of transition. Not sort of diving into the highs and lows. And that happens particularly, I think, within relationships sometimes. The rune of growth, Berkana, speaks of a brand new period of growth, a new phase, a new beginning. And the rune of initiation is it's like a rebirth, a rite of passage where you move into a new zone and a new space of being. We then have the blank rune, which is like almost like a pregnancy. You're about to birth something into the world. We then have the rune of constraint. It's interesting because it's in reverse. Ooh, and the rune of Fehu, possessions, nourishment. Now this rune says you have to nourish the ground for your own deliverance, but it speaks of unexpected rewards, surprises, gains. This is birthing something in, and because the rune of constraint is in reverse, I think for me this is saying, look, a time of rebirth is about to open up. You know, a time of constraint is about to be finished. You've needed to do the work, you've needed to cross the T's, dot the I's, but the new opening is about to begin. I'm going to use one of the other angel packs here and just draw that I had almost in reverse. It's funny, I thought I might need an additional card, and there is your card. Angels of the universe. Well, again, this is like the card of the world in the tarot, or the universe. It's a new beginning. It's both an ending and a new beginning, which is what the blank rune is about as well. I feel this week, the energy in this week is quite pivotal for you guys in terms of an opening that may come on in an unexpected form, but I think, and that may well be that somebody, it could be someone in your community, opens a doorway for you, walks alongside you, or something you have been wanting to manifest just magically shows up. It's like the moment is right. And it's very healing. There's something about this shift in energy that it's this rite of passage, the rune of initiation. It's like you suddenly know that if you are that energy, that's what you bring in. Definitely the law of attraction feels very strong here. And it does feel very much to do with relationship. And there is a celebration here. So I think whether you are manifesting love, well, you are manifesting love in some area of your life, whether this is a new relationship, whether it's navigating an aspect of relationship that has been challenging, or whether indeed it's about even finding the right group of people which will then open doorways for you. It's all about love, and it may also be self-love for you. But one way or the other, I feel like that energetic shift is available to you. It is both an ending and a new beginning, and it feels very celebratory. I feel like it's like I'm hearing in the distance, you know, like choirs of angels singing. It's like they are longing to rejoice and celebrate with you. It feels absolutely gorgeous. So wonderful friends, I'm going to leave this here, and thank you so much for joining me. I always do Archangel and full Archangel readings when we are close to a new moon, the closest Sunday readings. If you would like to get notification of anything that I post, as soon as I do, I'm going to be doing some extra readings actually, some random ones. I've had a few things that have been coming through in my meditations, so watch out for those. They're going to be quite interesting actually. What's been coming through in my meditations is a need to be doing, although they'll be kind of like a pick a card reading, there are very specific subjects that seem to keep coming through in my meditations, like, you know, making decisions, you know, and being given guidance specifically, whether it's either a yes or a no, or another one that came through was, how is this going to pan out? How is this going to emerge? What do I need to know? So there's been some quite interesting sort of what I would call life choice readings coming through, or being offered an opportunity to do those. So watch out for those. If you want to get notification as soon as I post anything, including these sort of more spontaneous ones, do press subscribe and press the little bell icon, and that way they should come into your stream. And if you would like to be in my monthly prize draw, when I give away a free private reading and also a pack of the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards, you can join my subscriber email list, and I will put all the links for everything, including Instagram and Facebook for the daily lunar updates too. I'll put everything in the information box and in the comments for phone users. So thank you so much. You guys are amazing, and I sort of want to say thank you for this reading, because I feel like I'm sitting in this beautiful, warm space of new beginnings, excitement, something opening up for you in a really good way. This is a very powerfully positive reading, actually. Absolutely gorgeous. Tons and tons of love to you. Have an amazing week. Welcome to reading number 2. You guys have chosen the pink angel wings and the Radley Ballantyne angel answers, and we will of course draw from the Archangel Tarot. I'm going to draw from the astrology dice first. Okay, so you have Venus. This is about harmony, balance in Pisces. Gosh, I feel like this reading is speaking about emotional and spiritual harmony. There's something about something coming to a space. It's leveling out in some way. That's what it feels like. Let's draw from the Archangel Tarot first. See what comes through for reading number 2. Queen of Michael. You know exactly what to do. The benefit of experience. A time for your career rather than relationships. Okay, so there's something moving forwards here in terms of, we're shifting into a zone of your career, your pathway, your calling. "21 the World," Archangel Michael. A very happy ending, coming full circle, spiritual growth and insight. Okay. Knight of Ariel. Trustworthy, understanding, devoted, funny. There is so much to accomplish. Make a very detailed plan. Being watched over by someone kind. Nine of Gabriel. Stay determined and move forward. Be prepared for any possibility. Environmental activism. Okay. Venus in Pisces. I feel like really, we know this is talking about your career, your pathway, your calling, maybe a vocation. Spiritual growth and insight. It's almost as though if you have been experiencing either any sort of blockage on your pathway, your calling, any uncertainty, you haven't been sure which way to go, or the energy hasn't felt quite right to be moving ahead, or maybe you've been struggling to focus on exactly the clarity of the next steps, even if you know your calling, your direction, but something just hasn't felt as though it's slotting into place. I think that's about to shift. It's like something is coming to an end, a full circle, that is creating a space of almost like new, I want to say new steady progress. I don't think you're starting something brand new. I feel like this is speaking about something you're already involved in, you're already active in this, but something happens in your world that creates a space. This is this newness, these windows of opportunity that come, I think, particularly with the lunar energy this week. It's like be prepared for any possibility. It's like something happens that creates almost a completion of something that then frees you up. So if there's been something going on in your world that's been getting in the way, or you've been procrastinating around something and you just haven't been able to get your focus back, it's like something happens to create that. And it may actually also be that someone comes into your world, or you're offered something from someone who actually comes along to support you. There is so much to accomplish. Make a very detailed plan. You're being watched over by someone kind. For some of you, this is actually about support to get organised. Again, I feel like there's an energy lifting from around you that enables something to move forwards in a way, or for there to be the space for stuff to get levelled out and start to gather momentum. Be really interesting to see which runes show up for us in just a moment. Let's draw from the Angel Answers pack. And there's your first. A year from now. That's an interesting card. What are you starting? Opportunity. Okay. Choose a new direction. Ask for help from others. Okay, now this is interesting because I feel like you're going to have the opportunity for clarity in something that you haven't been quite sure, or as I said, maybe you've been procrastinating, maybe you've been spinning too many plates. I really feel like the emphasis here is on spiritual guidance that arrives in a way that allows harmony and balance to become re-established. Within that process, interestingly enough, I think a year from now is speaking to us of the harvest. I'm going to draw the runes next, actually, and I'll say a little bit more about that once we've drawn our runes. We have the rune of constraint. We have the rune of signs, signals, synchronicities. We have the rune of gateway. The rune of joy. The rune of separation. There's only two are wanting to come out there. Okay, we have the rune Hagelas and the rune of movement. Right. Okay. This is very, very interesting. So, something is coming to an end, a full circle, so that there's going to be a completion and a letting go of something, a separation from something. It could literally just be a situation that comes to its natural conclusion, and that frees up the energy for you to see clearly your next steps. If you've had more than one thing that you have been wanting to do, but you weren't sure which one, I think it will become clear. I do think there is help coming in for you. You're watched over by someone kind. So whether this is your own guides, your own angels supporting you, there's something about starting to get organized, but something I feel happens here that creates the movement forwards, because the rune of movement is the bettering of any situation. It's the gathering of momentum. Hagelas is the rune of disruption. It's like Uranus, the great awakener. Let's run through these. We're starting out with the rune of constraint. I feel like that's what's around you, or that's what's been around you. There's been something that's been energetically stopping you from being able to give your full attention and focus to some aspect of your career. And it may actually be that relationships, in fact, that's what we're seeing here. You know exactly what to do. Brilliant, self-reliant, insightful, humorous. The Queen of Michael. The benefit of experience, a time for your career rather than relationships. I think something becomes clear where you actually put something down. It may be that a particular relationship or a series of relationships around you have needed your attention. And because you've been giving your attention there, you've ended up spinning so many plates that you couldn't really focus on your own career pathway, your own projects, your own calling, your own vocation. It's like there's been something that needs, and it's now coming to a conclusion in a good way. So the constraint is going to shift, and the signs are going to be very clear for you as to what you need to do. You know exactly what to do. It will become quite apparent. There's then going to be a bit of weighing up here. There will be some reviewing going on in some sense. But I think that's really helpful here, because when you reach a happy ending or you come full circle, we often need to stand still for a moment and just reflect in order to see how we're going to then move forwards. And the rune of joy, it's like the mist lifts and you see the pathway forwards. It's out of darkness into light. It's carried across the gap by the wings of heaven. It's a new dawn. So I think something is absolutely opening up for you. It may just be also spiritually. You become very clear about something. There is something that's coming to an ending around you though. The rune of separation is really clear that we have outgrown a situation. So whether that is a thinking pattern, a habit, putting other people first and not giving ourselves the time and focus and energy we need, whatever it is, you're separating from something, and it's completely right for you to do so. Hagalaz would suggest that it may feel a little bit disruptive, but stay determined and move forwards and be prepared for any possibility. You know, Hagalaz is a rune of disruption. It sometimes suggests that we have gradually come to our senses and we've really realised that something needs to change, and we therefore take action. And sometimes it just means that something suddenly happens that causes us to take action, or the way becomes clear. I feel there's a real process going through here, and we then get to movement, so something's going to gather momentum. This is important because there is a tweaking, or for some of you, I think there is opportunity to see with clarity that if you've been spinning more than one set of plates, or you've had more than one idea and you're really not sure which of those to follow. It's like if you had if you were going to write a book and you had two completely different ideas, but you really didn't know which one to do first. You know, it's that sort of flavour, and the way will become clear, actually. You know, I think that's really, and the success, the year from now, I think, is where it's like whatever in terms of your career move you're taking forwards, this is when you reap in the harvest. So this is a big shift forwards to something that is quite significant for you. Now I'm going to draw one more card. I said I had some extra clarifying cards. I'm going to draw one more, maybe even two more. I have a lovely little pack here. Let's just see what we're shown here for you. Face your financial fears. This is really interesting. When you are honest with yourself about fears of success or failure, they can no longer control you. Be free of hidden fears by exposing them to the light of awareness, and you'll realise that in fact you have nothing to fear, and that every successful person has struggled with and released these self-doubts. This is, again, this is perhaps what comes to an end for some of you guys. You've been fearful of taking that step forwards, the thing you really, really want to do, the thing that you have longed to do. Okay, those are too many, but this one has shown itself up. This is quite funny. No more complaining. Complaints are affirmations of victimhood, which is never true spiritually. Take back your God-given power by affirming that you have an abundance of choices and freedom. With your increased confidence and assertiveness, watch these positive affirmations blossom into reality. Guys, this seems a really good opportunity to just say, I in my preparations and in my daily meditations, I have been drawn to do some quite spontaneous readings, which I'll be doing over the next few weeks. And they're what I would call timeless readings, in that the two that have come through so far are to do with, I mean, I think they might help with procrastination, which is why I'm voicing them. You know, when you're sort of faced with literally a sort of a, you know, I've got 2 book ideas, which one should I do? You know, what's the choice? You know, there's a fork in the road. Do I turn left or right? So one set of readings, they will be pick a card readings, but they'll be very specific. So it'll be, you know, which way should I go? That kind of stuff. And another one was, you know, how is this going to emerge? How is this situation going to pan out? Those were the 2 that came through in my meditations. If you have any thoughts about what I would call, yeah, timeless life situation readings that you would like, with very sort of like specific questions like which way do I go, or what decision to make, that kind of stuff, do put them in the comments, because I'm going to be having a look at doing some of those. If you want to get notification of them, again, do subscribe and press the little bell icon, because some of them are going to be a bit spontaneous. And if you want to be in my monthly prize draw as well, I give away a free private reading and a pack of the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards. I have a subscriber email list as well. I'll put all this stuff in the information box. But yeah, do comment if there's anything where you would quite like one of those timeless life circumstances readings, where we're faced with something and we just could do with that extra bit of guidance, because I'm going to put them in a specific playlist so that we can find them easily at any time that we think, oh, I could really do with that support at this precise moment. But let's just summarize for this reading number 2. This is about overcoming something. Something is coming to an end, and there is a sense of procrastination or of blocking or of something that has been hindering you that is coming to a completion. So whether it's external in circumstances around you, or it's internal with some sort of internal blockage and just a struggle with your own energy and your own motivation, it's coming to a close. There will be opportunity to review and take stock, and I think the direction will become clear. You may be having to put some things down, either letting go of something significant or just putting some stuff down so that you can actually move forwards. I think whatever you are investing in will come to fruition. Career, calling, purpose, vocation, and I think it will be very successful in a year's time. You're needing to invest in it fully, and I think the way is going to be opened for you. And again, it may well be, you know, around the middle of this week, you know, magnificent new moon. This week feels full energetically from a moon perspective, a lunar energy perspective of openings and opportunities and expansion. So I think clarity is coming for you. I'm going to leave it there, wrap this up now. Tons and tons of love to you. I wish you an amazing week. So much love. And yeah, if you've got any thoughts about these spontaneous readings, do make suggestions in the comments so that I can respond to those. Tons of love. Welcome to reading number 3 with this beautiful golden wings. These are the cards you've chosen, the golden wings, and also Archangel Michael, alongside, of course, the Archangel Tarot, which we're going to draw first. In fact, no, I'm going to throw the astrology dice first. Let's move those beautiful wings over here. Okay, so you have Mars in Taurus. Gosh, this feels like the energy here is about taking action. Doing something, moving something forwards, being active, being proactive in some aspect of your world. Let's draw from the Archangel Tarot and see what we're shown. Strength. Strength and grace through kindness, self-confidence, forgiveness. Wow, this feels, yeah, it's about taking action, moving something forwards. I feel like I want to say, has somebody in your world been undermining you in some way? Don't know why it's coming through really strongly, so I'm just going to voice it. This message will be for someone. For whoever this message is for, somebody around you has been undermining you. And it's time to persevere, you know, Mars in Taurus. Don't be a bull in a china shop, but just persevere with strength, consistency, be kind, be forgiving, recognize that they have their issues, but actually keep going is what I'm really hearing. Eight of Gabriel. A great deal of activity, sudden and immediate results, important communication. Okay, yeah, you're going to need to be doing some stuff. That's the one that's really speaking. Seven of Gabriel. Stand up for what you believe in. Have confidence. Claim your personal power. Page of Raphael. Gentle, loving, dreamy, open-hearted, a new emotional situation, messages regarding relationships or social invitations, great intuitive insights. This for me feels like a card that says success. It's almost like it's a kind of energy. Mars in Taurus. I feel like you're going to need to take action in some way. It's really interesting, that message that came through, like someone's been undermining you or behaving not terribly well around you. Stand up for what you believe in. Have confidence, claim your personal power. What I feel I'm being shown is results here. This is like, you need to take action. You're going to take action. Be strong. Hold your course. Hold your pathway. Claim your personal power. Don't back down. But at the same time, I feel the outcome is lovely. A new emotional situation. It's like something gets lifted. So if somebody has been undermining you, and this was a message that came through very specifically for some of you, whatever something is that means in your, you know, your own world, it gets shifted. Great intuitive insights, social invitations. I feel like you, through the doing of something and the responding to something in the right way, it's like you gain power, and not in a negative, I don't mean power in a negative way, I mean in a really good way, in an empowered way. I feel like you become a bit of a guiding light maybe for some people who maybe they've also had somebody around them, the same energy of something around them where they haven't, there's something around the undermining. I'm really conscious that this card is kind of showing us, we can't quite see the card. I'm going to use a little, this is really interesting because I've got these lovely crystals, Amazonite here. I'm actually going to prop up these cards. Now it's fascinating because Amazonite is a crystal. It's lovely. The energy of Amazonite, I often think it's like the tarot card of justice. It's like a summing up. It's got a gravity about it and yet an incredible strength. I think if I put them like this, I think it's just because the light is changing at my window, but if I put them like this, what will happen, I think, is that you then get to see all of the actual cards without the light bouncing off them. But I also find that quite symbolic that we've ended up connecting in with the energy of Amazonite, which is this card of justice. It aligns with the energy of justice. It's an amazing energy as a crystal in terms of empowerment and, you know, the doing of stuff, the remaining grounded during times of potential transition. Beautiful strength in these gold angel wings as well. Let's draw from the Archangel Michael pack. Wow, there's your first card. Shield yourself. Archangel Michael, I ask you to protect me, my loved ones, my vehicle and my home with your powerful shield. Surround us in your purple light, which allows only pure love to penetrate. Please stay with me day and night and keep my loved ones safe. And then name the specific people or situation. This tells me that you are not only particularly sensitive to the energy of others, but again, there's been a circumstance, or I think possibly a someone, if I'm honest. That's what I'm really seeing. For some of you, it's a deliberate undermining. For some of you, it's not as personal. It's just that somebody, I want to say underhanded, maybe even someone a bit narcissistic, has just been operating around you, or you're dealing with something that has required you to really stretch into your own inner strength, to rise above the emotional reactivity, to rise above the bit that could fire you up and make you like a bull in a china shop, and actually hold your strength and your determination of action in a way that is about empowerment. But you're very sensitive to energy. And I think this is, you know, puts you in a position where you're needing to be very strongly responsive. What is lovely, you're on the right path. Archangel Michael. I feel like the energy of Archangel Michael is really with you. And remember, I will voice this very clearly. And thank you. I just voice the thank you and some real gratitude here. What I'm actually being told is call on Archangel Michael. You know, you can, if you find yourself feeling a bit wobbly here, or you're dealing with someone and you're needing to hold course, you know, you can call. You don't have to voice it out loud. You know, Archangel Michael, I call upon you now. And I'm being asked very clearly to offer this to you, to say to you, Archangel Michael, I call upon you now. I ask for your strength and your courage. Gosh, I feel incredibly emotional saying this. It's like whatever you're dealing with, and it's got this strength and gravity around, my goodness me, you are needing to take action, but it's so right. And my goodness me, you are supported in this. You're on the right path. Do you know, I hadn't read this, and now I am. Archangel Michael, I call upon you now. I didn't even read it. Thank you for giving me loud and clear guidance that I easily understand. Thank you for motivating me and filling me with the courage and confidence to make healthful life changes. There's something that you're sorting out here. Admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. Gosh, this is such a powerful reading. I appreciate your support in helping me face my feelings with grace and acceptance, so that I can be lovingly honest with myself and others. Hearing that too. And others. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for giving me courage and strength. This whole reading is about courage and strength, and you holding course here. You're on the right path. Focus upon divine and perfect health. God and Archangel Michael, thank you for continuously reminding me to focus on perfect health and for guiding my actions so that they support my well-being. This is really about you processing, holding your ground, taking action, doing what is needed in some way, shape or form. And I'm just going to say, wow, is really, because this is a big reading. Taurus, Mars in Taurus, it's like you're being given the go-ahead, the support, the love, the guidance, and that came through so strongly. I'm blown away by the fact that this card then says, Archangel Michael, I call upon you now. And that was the message I heard, to say to you, you can call upon Archangel Michael at any time, ask for strength, courage, and to keep you on course and show you exactly what you need to see in order to move this situation forwards, and a new emotional situation then arises. I feel like whatever's going on around you, it's been quite emotionally laden. Okay, so it's quite charged emotionally, which is why this reading is really here in support and saying, look, you know, messages regarding relationships or social invitations, great intuitive insights. You'll know what to do, okay? You are going to know what to do. We have the rune of initiation and we have the rune of Berkana growth. We have the rune of protection. Shield yourself. In this instance, it's got a twofold meaning. Okay, so on the one hand, this rune often speaks of emotionally charged situations, and it asks us not to be emotionally reactive, to navigate our emotions, to stand back from them. Actually, I'm also being told here, you're protected. That's the biggest message here. You are being protected. You're playing a role in a really important way. And in an interesting way, at a level of soul, it creates some form of initiation for you into a greater strength within yourself. Berkana, it's a new phase of growth. You are actually creating a space of new beginnings through your actions. Wow, we have the rune of the spiritual warrior, and we have the rune, I'm going to leave it at these. We have the rune of movement. The rune of the spiritual warrior requires discernment. It's like really being clear about stuff. You know, actually, I won't tolerate that. That's not acceptable. Your behavior is not okay, you know, or what you are doing, this is not all right. And, you know, actually, I will walk that pathway. You know, I will do it with grace and kindness and self-confidence. But actually, you know, if it's not okay, it's not okay. It's, you know, there's some things that are just black and white. You know, most things, there's a lot of grey areas and a lot of colour in between, but sometimes if it's a clear right and wrong, you know, this is a time to do the right thing. And the movement, the gathering of momentum, it's the emergence, it's the bettering of any situation. I feel like you have a key role. It's like a turning point here. Now, I've got various other angel cards, I did say, and I've ended up drawing on them for the other two readings as well. So I'm going to draw from this pack, just one card. That's that one. Angel of Wisdom. Beautiful. Yeah, you actually really do. You hold the higher ground here. And that is a beautiful card to complete the reading. You are holding the higher ground. You are holding the higher vision. You are guided. You are supported. You can call upon that highest golden light. That, you know, it's like the golden sword of Archangel Michael is here to help you be clear and say how it is. It's an amazing, wow, just an amazing reading actually for you guys, because there's a strength here in you. It's almost like you're discovering your own sense of personal power, because you know something's quite clear cut and you know what you need to do. It's pretty amazing. Guys, I've been saying at the end of each of these readings that in my preparations and my meditations, I've really been hearing to do some more spontaneous readings, and that they're what I would call timeless readings. You know, the kind of life decisions, like if we're having a wobble, it's like, how is this going to emerge? How is this going to pan out? I need some support here. That kind of a reading where you've got maybe, there'll be pick a card readings, but kind of like quite clear, with quite a clear focus. Like, you know, again, it's like, you know, do I turn left or do I turn right? You know, what's, you know, if I do it this way or do I do it that way? You know, sometimes we're faced with these kinds of daily life circumstances, and so that's why I'm calling them timeless readings, because at any given time we might find ourselves facing these kind of questions, these kind of wobbles, and we need readings that help us to have that additional guidance. And I'm a great believer that we find the right readings when we need to. So I'm being called to do some of these extras. I will put them in a playlist. Guys, if you have any thoughts or ideas as to a specific focus for some of these additional pick a card readings, do put them in the comments so that I can actually, you know, think about how to approach those and incorporate them into some of these readings, which I'll be doing, I guess, just probably over the next, you know, few weeks or even the next couple of months or so. So I'm going to wrap this reading up. Just so much love to you, so much support to you. You are absolutely on the right path. I mean, I feel like there's something really powerful about you doing what is right here, and it feels like that benefits not only the situation you're in, but kind of almost like the overall energetic of the collective global humanity and all of the challenges that we're facing. You know, when we tackle something on an individual basis in the immediacy of our world, that energy radiates out and it acts as a guiding light for others as well. So huge respect to you, tons and tons of love. I wish you all the love in the world. If you would like to get notification of any of the readings, including these spontaneous ones that I'm going to be doing, if you subscribe and press the little bell icon, you should get notification as soon as I post anything. Guys, just tons and tons of love to you. And thank you so much for subscribing, for liking, for sharing. And also, I forgot to say as well, I have a monthly prize draw. I give away a free private reading and also a signed limited edition pack of the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards, which we haven't used today. But if you'd like to be in that monthly prize draw, I have it's a subscriber offer, and I have a subscriber email list. And again, I'll just put all the links and the timestamps and everything in the information box and in the comments for phone users. Guys, hugest respect in the world and tons of love to you.